onto your hats, strap down the rod. You've tuned in to The Fin, the Fishing Insider Network, your new online source for fishing.
Today on the Fishing Insider Network, we're going down to Venice, Louisiana to chase giant redfish.
Venice is not only redfish heaven, but it offers you a shot at deep sea fishing, marsh, and bay fishing, as you're going to see. We hooked up with Captain Bobby Dugas of B&C Charters, and man, did we find a redfish.
We sure did. What was neat about this trip was Captain Bobby Dugas uses a lot of cut bait and live bait, but he's not big on the artificial. But Brian designed a bait called the Tiki Kicken shrimp from wave worms, and this bait really works. It outfished live bait and cut bait 10 to 1, didn't it?
We smoked them. Wait and see.
Golly! Now that is a decent redfish. Look at the color on these things. Now, a better eating fish is probably 6, 7, 8 pounds. We'll release this fish, but what a fight. You talk about a fighting fish. Woo! Big redfish.
This is a mule. This is a mule here.
Look at the mud bowl he left right there.
I know.
Woo! Spinner!
Oh my God! This is unbelievable. Oh, did you see that head shake?
Woo!
God almighty.
Mamacita! And I love the color of it. Beautiful pop. Oh yeah! Hey!
That's what I'm talking about.
Man, listen to it.
Hear it drumming?
We came up on this school of redfish. We came in this little pocket and we saw about 4 or 5 big bull reds just bust water. We thought we spooked them off and we pulled back over here, but this is a nice one right here. We fit in that, Captain?
Yes, sir.
Hey! Nice.
Good one. Another thing, folks, you look across here, there's a lot of water here. You know, we're all good fishermen and we all know how to catch fish, but I'm telling you, your first time here, you want to look into getting you a good charter captain to take you out here, because if the water is so vast, you can get lost out here.
Well, not only that, but after Katrina and the hurricane, a lot of floating debris. You really need to know where you're going, and these guys have been doing it for years. They know the canals, they know the cuts, and of course the fuel cost these days, getting to the fishing location in the easiest possible way without much fuel, that's pretty important. He came back and hit your jig head.
Woo! Baby!
Look at a redfish. Look at him.
Look at him. Look at him.
Redfish. Look at a red.
Look at him. Hey!
Look at that.
Wow! As you can tell, we caught a lot of redfish with Captain Bobby Dugas down in Venice, Louisiana, and we caught them all on that Tiki Kicken shrimp. I know you're looking right here and you see all these shrimp and you're probably thinking, oh man, that's another plug for a sponsor. Again, remember, Fin is content driven and not sponsor driven. You see all over here, we got all these baits over here, Heading, Cotton Cordell, Arbogast, Optimum Baits, Berkeley, Zoom, we got it all. But folks, the Tiki Kicken shrimp is what we caught them down in Venice. We used 2 types of jig heads to begin with. One was just a regular standard stand-up jig head. Your sandy bottoms, your mud bottoms worked real well. But when we got into the shell and the oyster reefs, we used this grave digger jig head. It's kind of got a unique shape in front. What happens when that jig head hits an oyster reef, instead of digging in, because the line ties up here, it flips the bait over and comes right out of those oyster reefs. Grave digger, you need to try it. The other presentation we used this hook. This is a Falcon Lures hook, and you can tell it's got that little weight on the shank right here, and we used that when we was fishing those roseau canes. That water was 2 feet, a foot deep maybe in some places, and those big redfish were just, you could see those roseau canes separating. But what this did, we could throw it in there and bring it through weedless without hanging up in that roseau cane, and it kind of gave us a natural horizontal fall. We also used it on the popping cork, just like you would a live shrimp. And speaking of live shrimp, you'll see Captain Bobby Dugas' testimony. I mean, This kicking shrimp outfished the live shrimp. Put the kicking shrimp on a popping cork and caught them.
Thanks for tuning in to The Fin, the Fishing Insider Network. For more information on this or other Fin episodes, be sure to drop by the Fin website right after this broadcast.